back to our channel. How's everybody doing? Well, I hope all you guys are doing good. So I'm gonna make some chicken tortilla soup for dinner, and I just figured it'd kind of be like a combined video where I'm giving you guys just the update of how we've been doing and what all we've been doing since this whole pandemic. I kind of don't like to call it that, but this whole pandemic that's been happening, we've been good. As some of you probably know, the kids are homeschooling, well, full-time homeschooling right now, because I do have some of the older ones that were already partial homeschool. So they would have days where they would be at home doing schoolwork, and then they would have days that they would go on campus and do schoolwork. So now that's been cut out, and now they're just strictly home. So I've been running around. Last week I had to go to a couple of the kids' schools to pick up MacBooks and textbooks and schoolwork and all that good stuff, just to get them prepared for school this week. What I like about what their school did is they pushed their spring break up to last week, so that way the teachers could get everything prepared that they needed to for the kids to homeschool. So the kids were actually on spring break last week, and then this week is the week that they officially started homeschool. And so I've been in here. Our little homeschool area is actually at the dining room table. They all have their little laptops set up there, and that's where they go and start doing their work in the morning. I give them to like 10, just because we are at home. So I let everybody know by 10 o'clock, everybody needs to be up, have eaten breakfast, and at the table starting your work. Because I don't want us to be sitting here just doing work all day. And so that's pretty much what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, just getting my house in order and things like that, especially since the kids are here all day. What else? Cooking. And other than that, that's really all we've been doing. The kids have not been out at all. Me and the hubby did go out on Saturday. We went out to Costco and we went out to Trader Joe's. It was really nice in Costco. We were able to just get in Costco and walk. We went and got all the items that we needed. We was able to walk right up to the register and pay for our stuff. There was not a line at all in Costco. Trader Joe's, there was a line outside, but they have it set up to where you're 6 feet away from the next person from the person in front of you and the person that's in back of you, and they're only allowing a certain amount of people in the store at a time. So Trader Joe's was good. They have a limit on stuff that you can get. So we're pretty much stocked up on tissue, water, food, of course. So that's, me and my husband went out on Saturday because we were running a little low on meats. It was mostly just our meats. Everything else we were pretty good on. So we mainly just went back to Costco to get more meats, because we were out of, like, all the breakfast food was gone. And what else? Breakfast food. I can't even remember what else we got when we went to Costco, to be honest. I do know that we've spent an extra, with this whole thing happening, my husband and I have spent probably, I'm not even gonna say probably, I know we have. We've spent an extra $400 this month just with everything that's been going on. So that's just a little update of what we've been doing. So let me quit jabbing. If I think of some other stuff to tell y'all, I'll just talk as I'm cooking. So I have, what I have to do the chicken tortilla soup is I have a red bell pepper, and I'm gonna show you guys how I do my peppers before I add them in with the soup. I've already diced up my orange pepper and my yellow one. And so what I like to do is I like to roast mine just on an open flame. So I've already rinsed off my pepper. And so what I like to do is I just like to put it on just an open flame and roast it a little bit. So I'm gonna let that roast all the way until it's kind of like brown. It's gonna look like these ones. So this is the orange one and this is the yellow one. So I just like to give mine just that roasted flavor before I add everything in. And then I'm making my soup in my Instapot. This soup is so easy. You can do it on the regular stove or you can do it in your crock pot. Before I got my Instapot, I used to make it in my crock pot all the time. So just be careful with your pepper because it's going to start roasting pretty fast. And you'll hear it start to kind of like crinkle. You don't need to put any oil or anything like that on it. I just rinse mine off and just roast it plain. So I'm going to get my Instapot started here. Let me turn it around. Get this cord out the way. So I like to start off with the saute setting. So if some of you have an Instapot, that's where I'm gonna kind of like saute my chicken. So my red pepper is done roasting, and this is how roasted I like to do mine. And then you're just gonna slice it. Just make sure you try not to get any of the seeds. I find this for me is the best way to slice them up. So that way you don't get all those seeds and those membranes. This is usually how I like to do mine. Just like that. And my pot is ready. A couple of seeds right there. And so I just dice them up like this. Still a little hot. Yeah. That's it. You're just gonna dice them up, whatever size you like. Still a little hot on my fingers, y'all. And that's it. You're just gonna dice up the whole. Okay, so all the ingredients you're gonna need to make the soup is, of course, chicken. You will need some tomato paste. You're gonna need some black beans. So I have 2 different cans of black beans. I have a can of organic low sodium black beans, and I also have a can of Cuban style black beans. You're also gonna need a can of Rotel. This is chipotle peppers. They were in the freezer. They were left over from when I made something, and so what I did with the leftovers is I just stuck them in the freezer. So that's why they're in the bag. But these are chipotle peppers. You'll also need a red, yellow, and orange pepper. And the seasonings that I use. You're also going to need some chicken stock. So you know I have my Better Than bouillon that I'm going to use. For the seasoning, I'm using black pepper, garlic powder, ground cumin, onion powder. You don't have to use onion powder. You can use a regular whole onion if you choose to go that route. So I like to use onion powder. You're also going to need some chili powder and the taco seasoning of your choice. So I've already seasoned my meat. And I got my Instapot going over here. So I'm going to saute my chicken. And in here, I just put a little bit of olive oil at the bottom of the pan. Okay, so I got my chicken nice and sauteed. I usually do that for about like 5 minutes. For about 5 minutes is usually how long I saute my meat for. And now I am going to start adding in my vegetables. You can also add corn to this dish as well, but I usually don't. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We're not big corn eaters, so since I don't have any, I'm not gonna put any this time. Okay, so now I'm just gonna add in the beans. The tomato paste you stir in at the very end when it's all done cooking. So we got all that in there. And now I'm going to add in my chicken stock. Now in this container here, I've already put some water in a container and I dissolved some of the Better Than bouillon in there. You don't have to do it this way, but that's just the way that I like to do it. So this is what it looks like so far. Got all my ingredients in there. And now you're just gonna let it cook. In the Instapot, the soup will be done. I believe it takes like 30 minutes and it's done. And that chicken will all be will be all shredded when I'm done. So I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna go to cancel, soup. Yep, it takes 30 minutes in the Instapot to cook the soup. So in 30 minutes, we will have some soup. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit and just still talk to you guys while I clean up my mess. I did realize that I don't have, normally for this soup, I use avocado, cilantro, and green onions. I usually dice all that stuff up and you use it as a topping to put on top of your soup along with your tortilla chips. I don't have avocado, I don't have green onions, and I don't have cilantro. And with what's going on, I'm trying not to go out of the house as much as possible. And for those 3 little items, I can do without having those on top of my soup, because for the most part it would have just been me and my husband that used those anyway. The kids wouldn't have used that. They like to put sour cream, the tortilla chips, and a little bit of cheese on top of their tortilla soup. So I'm not going to the store to get that stuff. I was actually out at the store yesterday. We were getting low on toilet tissue, and so I went, y'all, I got up at 5 something in the morning, did what I had to do, left and went and stood in line. I went and got in line at Sam's Club, only for them to tell me that they were out of toilet tissue because yesterday was senior day. So by the time they would have got to, there was no tissue by the time the seniors got done shopping. So I ended up going over to Costco. And when I got to Costco, Costco was fully stocked. So for any of you all, I know in my area, it seems like, how many of y'all like to use a little bit of bleach in your dishwater? Leave a comment down in below. I've been doing that for years. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think it's something, that's what my mom, that's how I was raised. So I always, and even when the kids wash the dishes, I always have the kids put, give me a couple of these gloves. I always have the kids put at least a cap full of bleach in their dishwater. And my daughter, our oldest daughter, she pours some. She gets her dishwasher started, and then once it gets started, she pours a little bit of bleach down at the bottom of her dishwasher. But yeah, you guys, it's a little bit sad with what's going on. It's almost like sad and crazy at the same time. I think it's a little bit easier for those of us that, not a little bit, I think it's a lot easier right now with what's going on for those of us that have Christ in our life. And so we've been just praying, reading our word, which is the normal around here anyway. But that's just what we've been doing. Oh, are there any good shows? Have you guys been binge watching any good shows? Leave down in the clean shows, you guys. I recently watched Self-Made. I watched that on Netflix, and then I watched The Banker on Apple TV Plus the other day. Both of those movies were so good. Like, I like movies that are based on true stories. I don't watch scary movies, and I like suspense movies, just certain suspense movies. I'm not big on murder mysteries and things like that, but Self-Made and the movie The Banker were excellent movies. And it would be nice to have a good movie to watch and a good clean movie to watch. And if not, I've been thinking about rewatching Underground. I don't know if any of you guys remember that series, that TV series that came on, I think it was about 2 years ago, called Underground. I bought the DVD, so I just been thinking, well, Kiana, just rewatch Underground. But if you guys can think of any good shows that we can watch, even ones as a family, that would be nice. And oh, let me see, my husband has still been working. I said just not every day. Like, I think this week he worked 2 days. Yeah, I think it was only 2 days he went to work this week, but he's still getting it's not affecting his pay at all, which is a blessing. I'm so thankful to God for that. So he just pretty much just calls in every day to see if there's anything that they have for him to do, and if it is, they'll let him know, yeah, you come in tomorrow, and if not, they just tell him no, stay at home and relax. That's what they tell him. So that's a blessing too. So I am gonna finish washing up these dishes. I hope all of you all are doing really well. Pray you guys are practicing self-distancing. We haven't had any visitors, none. Not even my daughter has been over. They've been staying at home too. And that's it. We haven't had any visitors, and the only ones that have left the house are me and my husband. And we have done that very sparingly, have we left. So I will get off of here, and I will show you guys what our soup looks like after it's all done. Okay, so my soup is done, and this is what it looks like. See the chicken and all the vegetables. So I'm gonna get it plated up so you guys can see what it looks like. Okay, so we got it plated up. This is my husband's plate. He put tapatio, corn chips, sour cream, squeeze a little lime on there. A little bit of lime. And there you have it, chicken tortilla soup. Thumbs up or thumbs down, y'all? I get a thumbs up. Thumbs up, Noel? I get a thumbs up? Yeah. Thank you, Noel. Well, you guys, dinner was good. Wasn't it good, Chloe?
Yes.
Our bellies are full. And I don't know, probably play a board game or something. Maybe play Sequence. Good board game. But we are going to go ahead on and close it out. We love you guys. And you guys, everybody, please remember to stay safe. And blessings to all of you. So remember, you're fearfully and wonderfully made. And everything else the Word of God says you are. Bye.